G'day. Being the 20th video, it's Tiger time. Randomly picked from the lineup is Border's early Kursk Tiger kit. I have a few of these in the collection, and I plan to do a couple of the variants it suggests in the manual, with today's one being slated for Tiger 323 of the 503rd Schwere Panzer Abteilung. The kit has a fairly wide price range from as low as $65 to $100 depending on where you purchase it from, and I'd say the cap is about $85 for value in my opinion, due to the volume of flash and warping sprues. The kit comes with the turned barrel, smoke launchers, etched barbed wire, jerry cans, swags, some logs, and a plethora of options to paint it and build it as, so a set out before assembly in the manual is advised. I'll also note that although each one of the kits I have came with the metal pieces and two of them came with the replica Knight's Iron Cross, I'm not entirely positive if they're included as standard, something to be aware of. Now moving on to the build. As I previously mentioned, this build suffered from a lot of flash and very present moulding lines, and I'd wager it took a lot more time to trim and deal with them than the actual building of the tank itself. It doesn't bug me a whole amount, but it's also a modern model kit, and when I put it against Border's own Beobachtens Panzer 4J, it's just a bit strange, as this kit was beautiful, so perhaps the tooling was produced by someone else? On the topic of the tooling, my A-sprue had a section that had shorted and resulted in a section missing from the frame, placed right beside the left-hand side cabling. This resulted in the cable breaking due to the tension from the sprue where the piece was missing. The C-sprue, which also contained the deck, was warped. Bit of a lack of quality control perhaps, and that being said, this had no effect on the build itself luckily, and if you're willing to put up with the fiddly tidying up that needs to be done, the sections of the tank actually go together really well, and the Tiger ends up in a really decent state by the end. I also didn't notice until the last moment, but the turret has no way of locking into the hull, which is a minor issue, but I really dislike it when they're this loose. Again, it's not a massive problem, it's just personal. All in all, I'd say it's a decent kit with a few quirks to work out, and I do really like that it's one of the only Tiger kits, or perhaps the only one that I remember, that comes with swags and personal effects to help you give it a bit more life. That goes a long way with models, and in my opinion, the options are always welcomed. I'm not sure when I'll get around to the painting of this lass, as per usual. My next 35th scale build is the final of the trio of Korean war tanks I've been working on, and I'll be looking forward to painting them all together once it's done. And that's about it for now. Take it easy.